You're listening to the Night Demon Network. Go to nightdemon.net/subscriber to unlock more exclusive content.
Hello and welcome to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast. I'm your host Nesbit, and 10 years of Curse of the Damned, the first Night Demon studio album, and we're diving into every track on the album, including some that are a little less popular, a little less well-known. Livin Dangerous, one of the most straight-ahead rock and roll songs that Night Demon have ever done. Underrated, maybe. My opinion, an overlooked song that deserves a little more attention. This is Livin Dangerous.
Livin Dangerous, one of the most straight-ahead rock and roll type songs in the catalog. Almost kind of a little garage rocky, which is kind of cool.
Livin Dangerous. Well, I mean, it's definitely a rock and roll song. Sometimes I got to be honest, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite Night Demon song. I mean, it's not terrible, but I don't know. Sometimes I think, in hindsight, what if we left that song off the record, and maybe even a song like Killer, which I think is, it's good, but we just rarely play it live, and it's just kind of basic, songs like that. What if songs like that were left off Curse of the Damned, and there was like legit studio recordings of stuff from the EP, like Ritual, Ancient Evil, Night Demon, stuff like that. Kind of wondered what would have happened differently with that record, or if those songs would have. I mean, those songs did catch on from the EP for sure, and they're still a big part of our live performance. The vibe from the song is it's just a rock and roll riff, right? With the exception of, I guess, kind of the midsection to the end.
Livin Dangerous. This one is one I had to learn pretty recently for the Curse of the Damned shows, the anniversary shows, that is. And yeah, this was one of two songs I never played on the first album. Not one of my favorites, but certainly not a bad song by any means. At least I like the first half a lot. And it's pretty fun to play, actually, too, I would say.
Real basic riff, just again in the key of A. We're getting to this section of the album here where, back-to-back Heavy Metal Heat, Livin Dangerous in the key of A. It's funny, as we've been playing this album in order, Jarvis has been like, why did I put all these songs in the same key right after each other? But it's not really, I mean, I guess, yeah, so you got Heavy Metal Heat, Livin Dangerous, those are back-to-back. And then I guess, again, skipping forward, Run for Your Life and Killer are also in the key of A. But you've got Mastermind in the middle to break it up. So 4 out of, 12 songs on this record are in the key of A. Oh, maybe even more. Huh? Yeah. 5. Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, it's a cool blend of rock and metal, I guess. The verses are pretty straightforward. Just kind of like, again, just a real personal, like a statement. Again, it's like another statement song about, this is how we live our lives and, on the edge, kind of the tough guy rocker dude, This could also be a cool, like, song for like a motorcycle rider, kind of thing. Because you're living dangerous, man. Yeah.
So writing this song, it was December of 2011. So we had formed the band earlier that year, did some rehearsals, recorded the EP. We all know the history. Pat went to school up north, came back for a Christmas break, and we just said, let's try and write some more songs. Like, who knows, maybe this EP can be an album or something. I think we were just kind of high off of what we did on that EP so quickly. We're just like, why stop now? I mean, if we're all going to be in the same place for a couple weeks, like, let's just have some fun, right? And so I remember just being at home and going, I got to write something. I got to bring something here, And so I kind of just had this kind of rock and roll riff. I think I was listening to a lot of Saxon at the time, and just thought, well, yeah, like we're metal kids. Like, why not bring a little bit more rock and roll into the metal? A very new wave of British heavy metal type of thing to do, right? It's kind of bluesy riff, and I'm not a real fan of the blues, to be honest. I know that might sound weird, but I'm just not. I never have been. But anyway, so yeah, I brought that in. I wrote the song pretty quickly, and Brent had that other riff. So he had that, and I go, great, let's ring out, and then we'll go into this next part. And then I had the idea to, let's change the key on it, and then let's do this kind of harmonizing thing with the guitar and the bass, that Night Demon bass guitar harmony signature thing that we had already kind of come up with for ourselves. And yeah, I think I remember it was like just a Saturday, going in the morning and going into this warehouse that we were sharing at the time. Or actually, Night Demon wasn't even really a band, so we didn't really have the space. It was The Fucking Wrath and Stop Breathing and all those bands before they had gone to Rick Hunter's. They had the space that was next door to the captain's quarters. And yeah, same place we were demoing the EP songs. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. So I can't remember when it was, but we were in Europe and this is after the album came out, and I think we had played with Motorhead at a festival, or it could have even been we saw it on television or something. It's that foggy, but I think I tried to block it out of my memory, and here's why. They were playing a song, and we were like, holy fuck, man, that's Livin Dangerous. Like, did we subconsciously rip off Motorhead? And it killed me. And I didn't love the song anyway. So, I don't know, maybe that's part of the reason why we just never play the song. You also got to understand at that time, we were a band that, like, we didn't have many songs. So it's like, if you can write a song, go for it, and like, if it kind of works, then it's a song, and then we have another song to play. So I remember, we wrote this song on a Saturday morning or early afternoon, something like this. And then I think we were also, we were working on The Howling Man and Killer, right? So we had all come in with stuff and kind of just started to flesh these out. But Livin Dangerous was like, it was there right away. It was like, okay, like this, here's the song. Let's take my part. Let's take your part. Let's put them together and let's, do this. So later, well, hold on, going back to the Motorhead thing. So I just want to throw this out for reference. So I did some digging today because, to be quite honest, and maybe this is a poser time, but on the podcast, I always like to, be honest and as authentic as I can, no matter how insecure it makes me. I've never been a huge Motorhead fan. I have absolutely nothing against them. I think there are so many kick-ass elements of Motorhead. It was just one of those things, when you're young and you have limited funds, you buy, if you get really into a band, you spend your money on that band, and you spend your money on maybe a handful of bands. And we don't have the conveniences like we do today. We didn't have those. We can't go on the internet and just look stuff up. That did not happen. You had to go to a store and buy a vinyl or a cassette or a CD, for, at that time when you're a kid, and even if you do have a job, you're talking like a half a day's worth of pay to listen to an album, so it was a serious thing, right? Anyway, so I did some research today, and if you listen to the song Tales of Glory from the Motorhead album, Another Perfect Day, which this is the album that had Brian Robertson from Thin Lizzy. It's quite a controversial album amongst Motorhead fans. You either love it or you hate it. It doesn't really sit anywhere in between, but it was a strange era for Motorhead, kind of after the initial lineup kind of broke up, so but this song is Tales of Glory is kind of somewhat reminiscent of this, but I did find the actual song this is the song that they played that we saw that was like, holy fuck. And it's a song called Do You Believe? And it's on the Aftershock album. So this album comes out in 2013. I write this song in December of 2011. However, the world does not hear this song until January of 2015, right? So put that into perspective, right? Motorhead has so many albums and such a large catalog. I wasn't, in 2013 or 2014, it would have been probably 2014 when we realized this. Actually, 2014 2014. Like I know a lot of the early stuff, but they have such a large catalog of music. Anything, a lot of stuff passed me by, right? So we hear this song and it's like, oh man, this is basically like Livin Dangerous, same feel, everything. The riff is very similar. So that kind of took the wind out of our sails a bit about that song. And it's funny that it's been over 10 years that I've been too afraid to go down the rabbit hole and find out like what is the song that we subliminally ripped off of Motorhead. Come to find out, I wrote my song probably before they wrote theirs. So, but ours didn't come out until 2 years after. So there you go. So if the public ever thought that we ripped them off, they would have a good reason to think that, Anyway, so what we did was, so that's, I remember that song coming together, like the whole thing just came together in that first kind of reunion rehearsal that we had. Later that night, when we were done with rehearsal, I think it was Pat that said, hey, our buddies are playing tonight at this bar, this little bar called the Red Cove. It was a dive bar that was in Ventura forever. It's now like, I don't know, they've revamped the shopping center and now it's like a fucking high-end women's clothing store or something like that, which is hard to believe. It's the shit that I've seen go on there, the stories that you hear too. But anyway, so they were playing, I forget what they were calling themselves at the time, but just a few guys that we knew from the local scene that, they were into metal for sure, but they were into stoner stuff too. And it was kind of a mix. But so we went down there and, there was hardly anybody there to see them. It was just kind of a hangout with some friends. And I think at one point they said, hey, do you guys want to get up and do a song? Or we suggested it. I can't remember. And Brent's left-handed, but luckily he had his Epiphone Les Paul in the trunk of his car, which he rarely played at that point. But he got it, and we went up there and played Livin Dangerous. And it was, I think the title was Living Dangerously. I think that's what it was at the time. And the lyrics I had were I was just making them up on the spot. But anyway, that clip is in the box set as a digital bonus feature for anybody who buys the box set. But hopefully we can put it up here for subscribers on the back end of the site here.
Thanks, dudes. Thanks for letting me play bass.
We were just happy that things were coming together, right? You know, like we completed a song, we went out and woodshedded it immediately in front of some kind of an audience and amongst our peers. And look, I do remember at the time we were really stoked on it. Like it was a cool rocker, it was a cool song, you know, to play. So the demo of this song, so it's January of 2012. I think this is like right after New Year's, right? I want to say it's maybe even January 2nd, something like this. Yeah, I mean, there's like one of the lines here is different. I think in the first verse, I've got a handful of pills and a bottle of booze. There's no way that I can lose.
I got a handful of pills and a bottle of booze. There's no way that I can lose. So lock me up the way the key. No one to fear but me. Oh, living dangerous tonight. I just can't seem to get it right. Living dangerous every day is night. There's no easy way to win this fight. Oh no! When you see me.
So we're recording this song at what was then Satellite Studios. So Armand is recording this demo here, and myself, Brent, and Pat playing on it. This was a session that we recorded Livin Dangerous, Killer, and The Howling Man in this same session. You know, these were the days of definitely a lot of abuse happening for me personally. I mean, you could even hear how stuffed up my nose is on this recording after a night of booze and cocaine, you know. These were those times for sure. I mean, this was, the depressing times of my life. But the band, you know, doing this kind of music with these guys was a salvation for me for sure. But, you know, before we get into all of the lyrics, I mean, the general idea of this song lyrically then was, you know, Livin Dangerous is, you know, partying all the fucking time, you know, to dull the pain or for whatever reason. In those days, it was when you were depressed, that's what you did. When you were happy, that's what you did. You know, you did it to celebrate. You did it to numb the pain. It went hand in hand with everything that I was doing.
So now you know the damage I can do. It's been me.
So yeah, this first demo. So yeah, this goes way back to the self-titled album Sessions. Yeah, this is Jarvis, Brent, and Pat Bailey. Yeah, it's just one of those again. It's pretty much all there. Yeah, I guess it sounds like this is one of those songs that came together pretty early on, and you know, was just felt right to the guys the way it was, and it didn't really change much. Yeah, so the breakdown too is just a little more laid back. The beat is a little bit simpler than what ended up being played by Dusty. So, just a little bit of evolution. Not too much, though. Again, this one sounds like it just was written a certain way and pretty much stayed that way through the different versions.
All right, so let's get into the lyrics. These are the final lyrics, which ended up on the album. And so here we go. First verse. Pleased to meet you. How do you do? See, I'm a man with much to prove. I listen to no one. Do what I choose. There's no way that I can lose.
Pleased to meet you. How do you do? See, I'm a man with much to prove. I listen to no one. Do what I choose. There's no way that I can lose, no.
In the pre-chorus. So lock me up and throw away the key. There's no one to fear but me.
So lock me up and throw away the key. There's no one to fear but me.
The chorus. Livin Dangerous tonight. I just can't seem to get it right. Livin Dangerous every day and night. There's no easy way to win this fight. No way out.
Living dangerous tonight. I just can't seem to get it right. Living dangerous every day and night. There's no easy way to win this fight. No way out.
So it's kind of like, it's kind of coming from this kind of macho badass, like, yeah, look at me, I party like a rock star and I take no prisoners kind of thing. And then you get to the end of the chorus and it's like, there's no easy way to win this fight, right? So it's kind of an admission of like, yeah, this is not so fucking cool, man. This is not so fucking cool to do, right? What's so scary about real life? Fuck, I mean, a lot of things are, right? But there's definitely some avoidance going on here, right? By the behavior. So second verse, let's get back into the tough guy mode, right? So when you see me, just walk away. I'll wipe that smile right off your face. 'Cause I'm a crazy mother. I got a heart made of steel. Gonna show you how I feel.
When you see me, just walk away. I wipe that smile right off your face. 'Cause I'm a crazy mother. I got a heart made of steel. Gonna show you how I feel. Oh.
Yeah, it's a little cringy, like looking back on this. I do like the "I'm a crazy mother" line. That is a nod to Metal from Mothers, one of the first new wave of British heavy metal compilations, and it's incredible. So had to throw that in there, right? So second pre-chorus and chorus. So lock me up and throw away the key. There's no one to fear but me. Living dangerous tonight. I just can't seem to get it right. Living dangerous all my goddamn life. There's no easy way to win this fight. No way out.
So lock me up and throw away the key. There's no one to fear but me. I'm living dangerous tonight. I just can't seem to get it right. Living dangerous on my goddamn life. There's no easy way to win this fight. No way out.
So then we go to the bridge section and the outro, which is something kind of cool. In musical terms, I don't know if this would be considered a coda. A coda is a piece of music that ends a song And it's a piece of music that is nowhere else in the song. It's just kind of like an outro. But anyway, we go into this kind of next riff and then another one, right? And so over this kind of bouncy riff that happens after the jammy part, there's a lyric here. So now you know the damage I can do. It's better me than you. So turn around, just turn and walk away and go back from where you came.
So now you know the damage I can do. It's better me than you. So turn around, just turn and walk away, and go back from where you came. Yeah.
So that could be kind of taken two ways. And really, I guess what I do like about this is that it's kind of like, I do like songs sometimes that are stories, even if it's not, doesn't have a clear-cut outline here. There's a kind of resolve when the words come in. So now you know so now you know the damage I can do. So like, and just don't fuck with me, but also, hey, you may not want to run with me either in this pack, because if you don't want to end up how I am, then just, this isn't the life for you kind of thing, right? So yeah, that's basically, I haven't read these lyrics in so long. I haven't sang this song in so long. It's kind of interesting looking back on it now, because I do think, as, on the surface, I see it as a cringy, cheesy kind of song, or not even that, just not a song that lives up to the greatness that we were striving to create, I feel it's a bit stock in a way. And then, the kind of false tough guy lyrics, right? But now looking back on it, it's pretty good. It's pretty cool. I'm kind of proud of it now, the fact that, I kind of let my guard down in the song, in the choruses and in the outro, kind of mixed with this false confidence, right?
One of my favorite lines of this song, because I'm a crazy mother, got a heart full of steel. Yeah. Again, just playing a character here in the lyrics. Tough guy. I'm crazy. Stay away. I'm a danger to myself and to everybody around me. Which I guess at the time, maybe Jarvis was speaking from a little more real life situations than, say, nowadays. I think we were all definitely living a bit more dangerously at that time. I was palling around with the New Liberty guys. We were definitely living dangerously. A lot of late nights, drinking, boozing, drugging, all that good shit. And, so I think it just kind of captures a time in our lives. Even though, at this point I wasn't in the band, but I think we all kind of were in the same sort of group, living this certain kind of lifestyle. Very rock and roll.
My favorite thing about Livin Dangerous is that it ends up somewhere totally different to where it started. Like, it's a solid song, and then it has this mad sort of Celtic, Horselipsy, Thin Lizzy breakdown bit, and then the vocals come back in, and it ends up somewhere totally different to where it started, which is just very Night Demon, very interesting. Like, they're not a lazy band, and they don't rely on just like, oh, well, this is a solid hook, so we just run with it, and after 3 minutes we're done. They mix stuff up and they keep it interesting. So It's one thing that I really love about the song, and I'm looking forward to them playing it live.
So yeah, as far as the riff, the guitar parts in this one, yeah, I mean that main riff is kind of like Guitar Player 101 kind of riffs, you know. It's pretty basic, but very rock and roll, you know. Yeah, there's not much more to say about it. Although the middle part, that's where I think the song comes alive. It's a very cool kind of, I don't know, it gives me some pretty heavy Maiden vibes, especially when we modulate up to the higher kind of back and forth riff where Jarvis is playing up high on the bass too. I've been enjoying, you know, playing that part live. It's pretty fun. You know, I get up right next to him and we just like kind of like dig in and like really lock into that part together, and it's cool. And I think the fans like that kind of interaction.
The second half of the song, I'll say we played it live for the first time together a couple weeks ago, and we're playing it faster. I think on the album, the second half of this song is a bit too slow and kind of drags it down a bit. But when you speed that section up, it keeps the momentum up more, and I think it makes it a better song in general.
Why was this left off Live Darkness? Well, just probably for the same reasons that we said before. You know, it's just we had a 90-minute show to do, and I think we actually went a little over. That's why it's a triple LP. Sorry for the fans that had to buy that. But yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Like we wanted to represent every song in the catalog in a way, and we did. The only songs I believe that were left off here were Livin Dangerous and Killer. Maybe Run for Your Life too. Can't remember, but look, we did cover Wasted Years on the encore. We did cover Evil Like a Knife and have Athanar from Midnight sing it with us. It's kind of interesting, right? What if we just didn't do any covers and we could have played every original Night Demon song up to date in that concert and put it on wax, right? Maybe we should have done that. Damn. But that was, so Live Darkness was taped in December of 2017, literally 6 years after I wrote this, and, almost 3 years after Curse of the Damned came out. And, look, already at that point, we weren't playing the song live. We were just like, yeah, it's just, we've got some stuff that connects a lot better. So let's not go there.
As far as why it was left off of Live Darkness, well, again, it's just one of those songs that we don't really ever play. It's not really my choice. I don't mind playing it. I enjoy playing this song. The simplicity of it, it gives me room to just kind of fucking rock out on stage and not have to worry about landing everything so perfectly because the riff is so basic, and I can just play that, behind my back if I wanted to. So, you know, a lot of things, I don't know, Jarvis has his reasons for not playing songs, and these things are more personal to him than they are for me. So, you know, whatever, I just go along with it and cool. But, you know, I think playing this song and some of the other, you know, deep cuts on these live Curse shows have been kind of like bringing them back, giving them a new life, and maybe, you know, maybe realizing that they're cooler than maybe we thought they were, or he felt that it was. So maybe it'll make more of an appearance later on, but you never know. It's just getting to the point where we have so many songs now, you know, it's just, it's hard to pick and choose and to give every album, you know, it's justice for like playing the right kind of songs and, you know, all that good shit. So.
Oh yeah! Pleased to meet you. How do you do? See, I'm a man with more to go. I listen to no one. Do what I choose.
It's a pretty catchy song, actually. And it's fun to break it out for these shows, for sure. I like playing it. It's a pretty simple one, and it's got a good feel, I think, anyway, on the drums. And I like playing it. I really do. And there's a couple moments personally, like, that I think are fun because the way some of the fills are set up, I can do these quick one-handed cymbal grabs, and I always like throwing those in whenever I can. So if you see us playing that one live, keep an eye out for that, because if you blink, you'll miss it.
Livin Dangerous, it's a standalone track, I feel like. We ended up not playing it over time. We really made the transition where it goes from the one half of the song into the second half of the song. We play it very slow on the album. Over the years, live, we sped that second section up quite a bit to really give it some Maiden kind of style. But on the album, it's very slow.
But all in all, look, I mean, it's kind of nice to be able to be prompted with these questions and asked to comment on this work so much later. And I have a greater affinity for this song after talking about it now. I have a better appreciation for it, especially lyrically. And I can promise that we will give it our all, because we have to, when we do play it live, because we have committed to playing this album in its entirety for this upcoming tour. So anybody who comes to any of the shows, you will hear this song every night. Even if we're on a festival and we have only 45 minutes, you're going to hear Livin Dangerous instead of The Chalice, instead of Night Demon, instead of you're going to hear Screams in the Night, sorry. But you know what I mean. You're going to hear it instead of some really strong Night Demon classics, because we have committed to Livin Dangerous.
So yeah, Livin Dangerous, man. Just rock and roll. It's like, just imagine a guy in a leather jacket with a knife in his pocket walking down the street, you know? If we were to make a video about this, it's almost like this would be like a, Outsiders kind of fucking, biker gang kind of song. So it's always funny going back and thinking about, well, what if this had been a video, or what if there was a movie based around this, or some kind of like cinematic thing? You just get, the lyrics are very, visual in their explanation. So you just kind of picture like a Marlon Brando kind of fucking guy, Steve McQueen, screaming down the road, with no seatbelt on, no roof, in this crazy fucking speed demon car. So that's it, man. Livin Dangerous.
Well, that's it for this week and Livin Dangerous. Man, this song, maybe it's not a metal classic, but there's nothing wrong with a balls out, kick-ass rock and roll song. This song live kicks ass. It's got the all-out rock riff right from the get-go. Has that made me middle section. The lyrics are cool in a kind of a rock cliche kind of way. Nothing wrong with that. So do yourself a favor, go listen to this song. Listen to it loud. It's too bad there's no live version on Live Darkness to listen to, but if you're a subscriber, there's multiple live versions in the subscriber section this week. Going back a few years, it's kind of hard to find live versions of this. Not played very often before this current tour. There's also full demos and a few different versions up there. nightdemon.net for details on the subscriber section and how you can become a subscriber. CurseDam.com for everything Curse of the Damned 10th anniversary. Until next time, this is Nesbitt signing off.
Show
Thanks for listening to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast. Head over to nightdemon.net, click on the subscriber tab, and sign up to access exclusive weekly bonus content. If you would like to donate to support the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast, you can do so through PayPal at paypal.me/nightdemonmetal. Additionally, if you have not already done so, please subscribe, like, rate, and review the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Oh, yeah!
All hail, Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast listeners. This is Dusty Squires chiming in to tell you about my brand new signature sticks from the London Drumstick Company. I've dreamt of having my very own drumsticks ever since I was a wee lad, and LDC made that a possibility for me. Founded in 2016 in London, England, the birthplace of heavy metal, the London Drumstick Company has trailblazed a path through the music industry and taken the drummer world by storm. When I met them for the first time, they knew their product was going to withstand the beatings of a Night Demon show. They took the time to work with me on getting everything just right. The balance and weight of my sticks are the same no matter what, and the durability is bar none the best I've ever had. I know my sticks will last through the set night after night. I'm truly honored to work with a company that caters to their players the way LDC does. Their innovation and attention to detail is what separates them from the rest of the stick makers out there. Their custom stick sleeves are unbelievable and really make the entire presentation complete. Wait until you see the design they came up with for me. It blew my mind and was a surprise to say the least. They have all kinds of amazing swag, including hoodies, t-shirts, drummer shorts, drum keys, stick bags, towels, face masks, practice pads, and much, much more. Even if you're not a drummer, you can be a part of Demon history and order my brand new signature sticks direct from their website. How cool is that? And to top it off, the London Drumstick Company are giving an exclusive offer to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast listeners. Go to londondrumsticks.co.uk and receive a 15% store-wide discount using promo code DEMONSTICKS. All capital letters, no spaces, Demon Sticks. DEMONSTICKS. I can't thank everyone there enough for the opportunity to be a part of their family and for them trusting me with their amazing products. See you metal maniacs on the road very soon. And yes, the wood chips will be flying.
Greetings, boils and ghouls. This is your comrade, the Crypt Keeper here, reporting dead from the sanctuary of the strange. Tonight's macabre myth is a fright-filled feature, one overflowing with monsters, madness, and magic.
Visit our website at monstersmadnessandmagic.com to stay up to date on all the dark dealings within the sanctuary of the strange. Enjoy the show.
Hey Metalheads, I'm Mark and I host the Metal Forge. Let me tell you about the show. The Metal Forge features the best underground metal from all over the world. We spend every week with a different artist with interviews, in-depth conversations, and most of all, the music. We also feature audience interactivity where you can submit your questions to the upcoming guests. New episodes are out every Friday at noon Eastern Time at metalforgeradio.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Want to know what's going on in the world of music? Then tune in to the Nothing Shocking Podcast, a non-genre based, all-ages friendly rock and roll program. Join us weekly for interviews with all your favorite rock stars from the mainstream to the underground. You can find us at nothingshocking.libsyn.com or anywhere you download podcasts.
Okay, metalheads, you've been complaining that there has not been a channel
that plays all of the heavy metal videos from past, present, and future for years and years at this point. Well, that time is over. Heavy Metal Television is back. HeavyMetalTelevision.net is the website. Go there. You can see videos playing 24/7, 365, all the time. All the best from the old school, the new school, and everything in between. Check it out, HeavyMetalTelevision.net. It is where the metal is.